Did my JEE in 2006 and entered IIT Bombay. The plan was pretty simple. The idea was to get through 5 years of college, get a good job, settle down. But everything changed in the very first year when I attended Theatre Fest. It's an event which happens inside IIT where professional plays are performed inside the campus. So I watched a few plays and I was mesmerized by the beauty and power of stage and the art of storytelling. Nothing in my life till that point of time has affected me as much as these plays did. And then in there itself, I decided that I want to try this out. I want to do something. I want to do plays. But I didn't know how to do that. So I started visiting Prithvi Theatre in Bombay. And I started watching plays, meeting people, reading stuff. But all your preparations are useless unless you actually start doing something. We all know people who want to do big things but never do something about it. I didn't want to become one of those guys. So I started writing. Because without a script, there's no play. So I wrote and wrote whatever came to my mind, and finally I was ready with my first script. It was called Suicide Point. It was a shitty script. It never got made into a play. But at least I got the confidence that I can write. Then my second year, I again got a chance to write a play. This time I wrote something called Bluff Master. It got made. I acted in it, we staged it, and a total of 5 people came to watch it. 3 of them were my friends. Okay. But nonetheless, I started. But I was so determined to establish myself as a thespian in the college that I stayed back during the summers, and along with one more friend of mine who was also crazy about theatre at that point of time, right now he's doing MS in Munich. So we prepared a play. It was called Badaltey Zamaaney by Munshi Premchandji. We prepared it for like 3 months. And when this session started, when the new batch arrives, there's a thing called orientation. You must have gone through that orientation process, where the new batch is shown a glimpse of whatever happens inside the campus. So we auditioned and we got a chance to perform in front of the freshers. The play was a huge hit and we became instant celebrity inside the campus. At the same time, I was introduced to world cinema by LAN. Locally native, you must be having it, and all sort of stuff is inside that. So I started watching international cinema, and suddenly an urge of making a movie of my own came. I think everyone thinks of this, that a movie should be made on his or her life at some point of time. But I wanted to make films on other people's life. So I wrote a script. I took up the digicam which my sister has gifted me. And with a couple of friends, I made my first short film. I even acted in that, and that was the last time I acted, because it was a video, not a play, and I could see how I look while acting, and it was not a pretty sight. So I ditched acting, and I concentrated on writing and directing. So I went through a lot of workshops. I attended film school and wrote many plays, made many short films. And I was just waiting for my 5 years in the college to get over so that I can get a degree, so that I have a backup. That's how the middle class mentality works. And then I would go and pursue a career in filmmaking. Cut to 2012. I'm in Hyderabad working in a multinational company. It's a coding profile. The pay package is quite good. I took this job during campus placement because I had to pay back my education loan. But it was not much, and I was able to pay that off within 6 months. But in March 2012, I was still working in that firm because I had gotten too complacent with my life, the new life that I had got in that company. The job was pretty simple, working hours were flexible, I had to do very little work, get paid heavily. And like with great powers comes great responsibility, with money comes greed. And there's no end to it. But in between all this, I never lost the passion to write. So I was still writing. I was providing scripts to my juniors who were there in college. And sometimes if 8 plays are happening, 7 were happening on my scripts. So this was the scenario inside campus. So in March 2012, I visited my campus for one such event, drama-related event. And when I came to the college, my batchmates who had also come to attend the same event, my juniors, my seniors, everyone was asking me one question. Like we say, यार तू बड़ी बातें करता था, क्या हो गया? Job करने लग गया क्या अब? When are you coming back? When are you leaving your job? When are you coming back to pursue your career in filmmaking? And I had no answer to that question. In fact, I was still asking the same question to myself. I didn't have the courage to tell them that, boss, मैं नहीं कर रहा. I'm happy with my life, because that would seem pretty ordinary. Like people have dreams, they let go of it and they just go with the flow. I didn't want to seem ordinary in front of my friends. So I lied. I told them that I've already resigned from my job. I'm serving the notice period and I'll be back in Bombay by June end. I saw that people are liking my answer. I saw that they liked me because of this. But I knew that all this liking is soon going to vanish when they actually come to know the reality. I went back to Hyderabad and I was a bit restless. Every now and then someone will ping me and ask me what are my plans, when am I coming back, where I'm going to stay, what I'm going to do. I'll just ignore those things. And slowly this pressure incurred by my own lie had built up so much, I had crumbled under it and I resigned. One fine day I resigned and I went back to Bombay with no plan whatsoever. At that point of time, I didn't know whether this is going to become the biggest mistake of my life or it's going to actually be fruitful. But in the process, one thing I realized the power of lies and ego. Lies and ego, these two things, when coupled together, can do wonders for you. If you are just a liar and you don't have a big ego to convert that lie into reality, then it won't help you. If you are a very egoistic person, but you don't know how to use that to your favor, then you're again a egomaniac person, and we have a lot of them, we don't want any more. But if you know the trick of using these two things to your favor, it can really help you. It helped me a lot. And even now it's helping me. Whenever a client calls me and says, yeah, where's the script I was waiting for? I don't give them any excuse. I just tell them, yeah, I'm just working on it. You'll get it within 2 hours. By that time, I haven't really started writing that script, but they do get the script within the next 2 hours. Because now I've committed to it, and in the next 2 hours, I will deliver it. There is a standard question in many job interviews. You must have heard this. And you must have lied about it. The question is, tell us about one weakness that you have. Right? You ask this question in a job interview and you will hear all sort of things. Believe me, I took interview for 1,000 people when I was in that company in Hyderabad. And I ask this question and people will go like, I'm a perfectionist. And I was like, come on, you didn't even iron your clothes while coming for the interview and you're telling me you're a perfectionist. People will be like, I'm too honest. You're not even honest about this question. How honest could you be? So next time someone asks you this question, just tell them that I'm a big liar and I have a very big ego. Tell them later how it works for you, otherwise you won't get the job. I'd like to sum this all up on a philosophical note. There's a philosophy which my father told me once. So before that, I'll just mention one more thing, that lies and ego will help you only if you are ready to work hard. Don't lie about your past, because however a big ego you might have, you cannot change your past. Lie about your future, and then have the courage to work hard to change that lie into reality, into truth. So working hard is the main part of the whole scheme. It's the main part of the whole tool, you might say. So the philosophy I was talking about is, I'll use Hindi for it because my father says it's in Hindi and I don't think I'll be able to translate it perfectly. So he says that दुनिया में कुछ भी अच्छा या महान इंसान खुद नहीं करता, भगवान उससे करवाता है. He's a spiritual person, so he adds this thing. So he takes the example of Einstein, as he's a physicist too, and he says that the theory of relativity, Einstein ने दुनिया को नहीं बताया, भगवान ने दुनिया को बताया. Time and again, भगवान दुनिया को चीजें देता रहता है लोगों के माध्यम से. अब तुम्हें वो इंसान बनना है जिसके माध्यम से भगवान ये चीज दुनिया को दे. At one point of time, God realized that the world, that the science in the world, विज्ञान इतना विकसित हो चुका है कि अब theory of relativity लोग समझ सकते हैं. So he used Einstein to develop the theory of relativity, to tell the world the theory of relativity. Why Einstein? Because at that point of time, science की फील्ड में उन्होंने इतना काम कर लिया था कि उन्होंने पात्रता हासिल कर ली थी. So you have to work to become deserving of something great. If you don't believe in God, I have another version of the same thing, which a filmmaker friend of mine once told me. As is a filmmaker, so he was talking in the context of filmmaking only. So he said that एक डायरेक्टर एक महान फिल्म तब बनाता है जब उसके लिए वो फिल्म उतनी महान नहीं रह जाती. What he meant to say was, क्रिस्टोफर नोलान अपनी पहली फिल्म इंसेप्शन नहीं बना सकता था. He started off with following. He made many films, and by the time he made Inception, it was easy for him to make a film like that, because his understanding of cinema had grown that much. We people can do only easy things. We can't do tough things. We just have to work on our skills so that things which are impossible to the world become easy for us. वो चीजें जो दुनिया के लिए असंभव हैं, हमारे लिए सामान्य हो जाए. That's why work on your skills and wait for good things to happen to you. Thank you.